Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin Starr, a 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno! Penix rolling out of the pocket to his strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fried Fogel again.
He's back. Welcome to the OEO podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter at Bragley, Braggley. And that's right, he's back. I'm here with my co-host, Brandon. You can find him on Twitter at Brandon Dubich. That's Brandon spelled traditionally, Dubich, Dubich. And unfortunately, producer Seth is still here. You can block him on Twitter. That's at Setah5, Setah5. What's up, Brando? Welcome back, buddy.
Where am I? What day is this? Tell me what I'm supposed to do.
No, that's legit, dude. Do you really know what day it is, though?
No. I'm also on paternity leave, so like throw that in with a new baby, and it could be Friday. It could be Wednesday. Yes, that's when we do this.
Yes.
We're doing a podcast, right? Is that what
That's what we're doing.
Okay. So what we're talking about?
That's what we're yeah.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about IU football, the game against Michigan here in just a little bit.
Ooh, Harbaugh talks.
Yeah. Lululemon, khakis, and all that stuff. How's the baby?
Cam is good. Cam is super long. He's in the 93rd percentile in length. So he got a long boy. He's got a huge freaking noggin. And he refuses to sleep from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. So
it's all right. Just get past like the first 6 months and you can kick him out of your room.
Can't wait.
So
Bart Scott, can't wait.
What was that you were trying to interrupt me with there, Seth?
I was just glad he ended that sentence with noggin. I was worried where that was going.
I'm not sure they measure that yet, Seth. All right, back to the news update. Coach's poll came out Monday. To say you were disappointed about the ranking for the Hoosiers is an understatement. For me, I thought it was pretty expected. I'm pretty sure it's on one of the podcasts where I said I thought we'd come in somewhere around 15 to 20. Come in at number 17. What are your thoughts on that? Do you care? I mean, I don't care. It's a preseason poll. Fucking Notre Dame's ranked in the top 10, of course. Texas is ranked for some reason.
That is why I got upset with the teams that were in front of us, right? Like, it was less about the number in front of our name, and like Wisconsin's ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa State is some reason in the top 10. You already covered Notre Dame.
Producer Seth thinks that Iowa State's going to make the college football playoff.
Oregon, who, was barely ranked, is now ahead of us. Like, there's just a lot of, like, it wasn't us being 17 that made me mad. It was the teams in front of us that I just, it didn't make any sense to me.
It's been said before, whether it was on record or off the record, that our thoughts, IU football fan thoughts, the people that know about the program, have been following the program for a while, can see all of the on-field potential, can tell that last year wasn't as much of a fluke as what the national media may seem it is. I think we were just kind of like, we got to get Oregon, we got to get Texas in, we got to get Notre Dame in, we got to get Michigan's got to get 30 votes. We got to get Ball State some votes. They didn't say that, but they've got to do some other stuff. And then they're just like, the coaches are like, oh crap, I forgot Indiana beat us last year. We should probably put them in there. And then they're just like, we just kind of just got down there to 17. I'm sure Harbaugh ranked us like number 1, probably number 2 behind Michigan.
Yeah, and Scott Frost forgot we existed.
Did you see this stuff going around on Twitter about their potential jerseys?
Oh my God, they're the worst thing.
What's that dude's name? Their mascot?
Husky. I don't know.
No, something what is his name? Seth's typing, I think.
Is it Herbie?
Herbie Husker. Yeah, with the
Did they just get
overalls.
Lindsay Lohan? Herbie fully loaded? Just get her plastered at tailgates and have her running around the sidelines.
Yeah. So
I think it would be a good move for them.
The Twitter rumor was that they were going to wear Herbie Husker outfit style jerseys, uniforms with a full red helmet, a white based uniform with a red overall and red pants. Yeah, there he is. There's a little picture there.
Anything to make them relevant, man. Anything to make them. I mean,
just wait till they have
headlines.
Wait till they have their what do they call the black jerseys? Wait till they wear the black jerseys and it's like ESPN game day and they're 0-5 against Rutgers or something. So just get them out. That'd be fine. The other piece of news, not good news, I don't know if it's good news, maybe good news for him.
I think this is glass half full.
Samson James transfer.
I think it's a positive. I think it's a positive for both. The way I'm seeing it is he clearly saw the writing on the wall. So that means he's going to go better his situation, which is good for him. And that means our running back room is pretty stinking good if Samson James doesn't think he's going to see the field.
Is he a power 5 running back? Is he a power 5 running back?
I think he thinks he is. We just haven't seen him, so we don't know. I mean, he hasn't done anything on the field to say he is.
Outside of the Purdue game in 2019, that's it.
Yeah, he did pretty decent in that game that I don't want to talk about that we went to Florida.
Oh, the Gator Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, he did pretty decent there.
I think he's a number 2 power 5 running back. I think it would have been perfect had we not got Stephen Carr. I think he would have been a perfect complement to Tim Baldwin, to have the speed, elusiveness of Baldwin, and then to have the power of James right behind him would have been good. But Stephen Carr is going to be that powered, I want to call him I watched a practice video where it was Tim Baldwin. They were doing the cone drill or something like that. No, they're weaving in between trash cans, and Tim Baldwin, it looked good, nice and smooth. And then you see Stephen Carr, he takes the tiniest, like little jukes and moves all the way around these things. I've never seen it like that before from an IU running back. So I'm pretty excited about him. Also super, everybody knows I'm super high on Tim Baldwin. So we'll see.
Yeah. You and Chase only find a way to bring it up. It's like me and Chucky Campbell. I'm going to bring him up. You're going to bring up Tim Baldwin.
And then obviously David Ellis. David Ellis was listed, and I cannot believe I didn't send this to you. Did you see the Phil Steele? Maybe it was.
Yeah, the Heisman sleepers,
underrated Heisman sleepers or something. Yeah, David Ellis, who might be listed as the 3rd running back or maybe starting slot wide receiver or something like that. I don't know. So that'd be real. I mean, I like David Ellis. I know you like him. You're just disappointed. I don't know if he sees that much of the field. Anyway, let's get into what we're here for. Not David Ellis talk. We're here to talk about game number 9, which is at Michigan. Listed for November 6th at the Big House. No TV time slot picked yet. This has Fox Big Noon written all over it.
100.
Yeah. So history lesson real quick. Previous meeting, the number 13 ranked Hoosiers won 38-21. It was not that close of a game. All-time record, though, kind of a total flip-flop on that. Michigan 59, Indiana 10. Seth is losing his mind in the background as I now frantically type in Michigan versus Purdue football history. Let's see how this comes out. Nope, we're not going to go to their website. That's going to get me hacked.
You get viruses or something.
Michigan leads that series 45-14. So almost just as bad as ours. So you can go yourself.
Hey, LEO, man. LEO, easy.
Yeah, I meant that. Like, he might like that. I don't know. So, so I want to move on to the coach. Everybody knows who it is. He's bigger than the program. Jim Harbaugh. He was a pretty much a backup quarterback his entire NFL career, and now has somehow ballooned one failure in a Super Bowl and constant failure every year at Michigan.
Does anyone know how to burn more bridges than Jim Harbaugh? Like
yeah, probably.
Every place
Urban
he goes,
Meyer, maybe.
Yeah, very like he's Urban Meyer without the success, right? Like every time he leaves the place worse than when he got there.
So what is it about him? Is it his face? Is it the way that he talks? Is it
no?
the
It's his ego, man.
That's what I mean. Because
he thinks
Urban has one too,
yeah.
but Urban also has fielded murderers and allegedly. No, that's not allegedly. That's not alleged. It's for real.
He served time.
And then this is the allegedly, like
not enough.
sex offenders and stuff like that, and gotten away with it. So, and that was at Say Top 5, by the way. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I as a Colts fan kind of like him. I mean, I remember the Hail Mary, the definite catch by Aaron Bailey. Had we had replay back in the day, it would have definitely been overturned.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
How'd that Super Bowl turn out?
Neil O'Donnell stinks.
I used to call him Wolfman. That's what I used to call him back in the day. But yeah, I remember where I was and all that stuff. So Jim Harbaugh holds a little tiny, like the tiniest spot in my sports heart. But I think it's pretty funny that they just keep letting him stay there. He's got a record of 49-22. Better than is it Brady Hoke? Is that right? And whoever else they've had before him. So I guess if he's not Lloyd Carr, is that his name too? Am I doing good with Michigan coaches?
You're killing
I'm
it,
on
actually.
fire.
I mean,
I guess if he's not Lloyd Carr, as long as you're like 49-22, they'll just keep extending you until you die.
Yeah, there you go. I'm trying to think of another like equivalent, like a coach. Who was the coach for the Cincinnati Bengals? I was just there for like a decade and was.
Oh, he was
Marvin Lewis. Yes. Thank you, producer Seth. Like Harbaugh is like Marvin Lewis. Like the Bengals would be like just above average enough that they're like, well, we could do a lot worse than Marvin Lewis.
It was always like, but he made the playoffs. Same thing with like Andy Dalton. Is Andy Dalton a good quarterback?
No.
And he's made the playoffs how many times? 3 or like 5 times, but he's never won.
Yeah. So that's am I making any sense, or am I just delirious with that kind of comparison?
I think you're right.
Like,
I think a little bit you're right. Because here's the thing. They talk about this a little bit in soccer about how, I mean, they throw managers around like crazy, but if you hire a manager, like let's say Chelsea, for example, hired Frank Lampard, who's like their most famous player ever, fired him halfway through the season last year and replaced him. But it's like, do you hire a club legend? Do you hire an alumni legend as a head coach? I think it's a little different over here, especially in football, where you don't just throw coaches around. You can't just replace coaches. It's totally different systems and everything else and a longer time to adapt. But I think that they're kind of stuck, man, until he wants to leave pretty much, unless they're just god awful.
Brando's Randos.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God. This is.
Hold it.
This might be the best Rando question of all time. I'm very excited. I just came up with it.
Which former IU football player would you want to coach Indiana? Is that what you're going to say?
No,
okay.
That's a good one though.
Okay. Let's get into it. Let's get through the bad stuff and let's get to the good stuff. So let's get into the key players for Michigan. Again, this is a new thing we added last week. I think Sabrina wasn't around, so we're going to separate it into the strengths or so-called strengths and weaknesses. So
I already mightily disagree with
no. I disagree with this first part here too. But we always talk about the quarterbacks. We don't really know who's going to start. Their backup, who we did we see him? Maybe
didn't know Milton.
They let Milton stay in there that whole game.
Yeah, they didn't really put McNamara in until later into the season, and then his first start came against Rutgers, where he threw for like 5 touchdowns, 400 yards, and then Milton never saw the field again.
Yeah. So McNamara, he played in 4 games in 2020. Like what you said, he had 450 yards total, 5 touchdowns, but he's got to be better than Joe Milton, right? Speaking of which, of Joe Milton, saw on Twitter yesterday, went down a Twitter, what do you call it? Twitter tunnel, Twitter hole.
Spiral.
Saw something about Tennessee fans freaking out about this, like, oh man, this is what we needed. This is what's really going to turn the program around. And I'm like, did I just see Milton on the back of this guy's jersey? Who is this? And I look and it says Michigan quarterback transfer Joe Milton, says it wasn't him, it was the scheme or something. And they're like, this is the attitude that we need. Bro, It wasn't a scheme, Bubba. It
Yeah, I
wasn't
mean,
a
again,
scheme.
he kind. I mean, this is a terrible comparison. I've started the sentence. Like he kind of has that Petrus look to him. He's 6'5". He has a huge arm. He's athletic. Like if you build a quarterback, you're building Joe Milton. It just turns out that he's not very good. I mean, for what that is, I mean, he has everything you want, size, everything. But unfortunately, the guy can't play quarterback.
Yeah. Coming out of high school, 6'5" and a half, 230. So he's a
Exactly.
beast, but he can't run. We saw it last year. He could not escape any sort of pressure. 9th ranked quarterback coming out. So I guess that's where you get a little bit of an ego from. Elite 11 kid. So transfer into Tennessee and good luck, I guess. So let's move into maybe the one strength, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Well, the other quarterback could be the freshman, JJ McCarthy, the 5-star freshman, the kid from IMG Academy. Much better size than what Cade McNamara has. McNamara, I think, is listed at 6'1". McCarthy 6'3", kind of built more of as a pro style quarterback. Good balance, good arm, and athletic enough to avoid any sort of rush.
I think JJ McCarthy is starting by the time we play Michigan in November.
I do too. Yeah,
he's the better talent. I mean, we unfortunately have said this about a lot. Like I wish we got Michigan earlier because I don't think Cade McNamara is very good.
Yeah.
But and I'd rather play a freshman in September rather than November. But it'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't know who will be under center for Michigan. I think it'll be McCarthy, but I'm sure Michigan wants it to be McNamara because if he's benched, then their seasons went the other way.
This makes how many of these? Michigan State, Ohio State, Michigan. We'd have no idea who the quarterback's going to be. So while it's a little scary, it's also a little encouraging, I think. So the one thing that was listed as a definite strength in the one preview that I read was their running back room. And I'm literally scratching my head right now. Like I'm not figuratively scratching. I was literally scratching my head. It's on Zoom. If we need to post a video of that, I can. But listed as a strength, they ran 19 times, including sacks, I guess, against IU last year.
We lived in the backfield.
13 yards total. They're losing their top rusher in Zach Charbonnet, I want to say. Charbonnet.
Yeah. Yep.
He
was a beast against us his freshman year. And
yeah, he was good.
Had a sophomore slump a little bit.
Was the freshman year that we played him at home 2 years in a row, correct? 2019, we played them at home. I remember being real hyped about that. Your wife was talking a lot of mad ish to the Purdue guys or Michigan guys next to us. Yeah. So you're not in my head. You're not in my head. So their one returning any sort of production is Hassan Haskins. If it doesn't ring a bell in your head either, it doesn't in mine. 2020, he played 6 games, 6 touchdowns, 6 point yards per carry, which is pretty good. Limited carries. I think maybe I don't have it right here in front of me anymore. Low 20s, I want to say. So not a lot of, a decent production for the times that he carried the football, but not a lot of experience last year. The other 2 guys behind him, Blake Corum and a freshman coming in, Donovan Edwards. So Michigan's had some trouble. I'd say
here's the thing. I'm gonna probably drop this stat a little early. But if you look at recruiting rankings, just recruiting rankings, not the actual play on the field, recruiting rankings, this is the 13th most talented team in the country. Right? So we're talking about a 5-star freshman. We're talking about these 4-star running backs. We're talking about these 4 or 5-star wide receivers. It comes down to coaching, man. The talent is there in Ann Arbor. The play on the field isn't. So we can keep going over because why is Michigan supposed to be good this year? Because they got dudes on paper, but then you look at the actual stats, like McNamara, 450 yards passing. This guy, 6 touchdowns in 6 games, but we've never heard of him before. I don't know. I know Ronnie Bell. That's it. We haven't got there yet, but it's just, I don't know.
Effing Ronnie Bell. I had the bad word written down on my outline. You had to say it, didn't you? So he's also listed as a key player. Let me tell you about this kid. Against IU last year, 6 catches, 149 yards, one touchdown. Let me tell you about him the rest of the year. 250 yards. I don't know how many touchdowns. He had like 400 yards receiving total last year. How is that going to be your main comeback key player on the wide receiver? Like,
The important part with wide receivers is you need a quarterback to throw it to you. And
yeah. So outside of Bell, there's like, I don't want to list all the names. They're just raw. They're young. They're good. They're highly touted. And I guess we'll just have to see how that turns out.
So, yeah, again, getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here. I mean, if you look at it, Michigan's only favored by 2.5, and they're at home. So, I mean, if
it's a toss-up game.
Neutral field, you know,
IU would be favored.
Probably be favored. So, like, you know, I don't think we need to come and make Michigan out to be more than they are. I mean, they got a lot of talent who underperforms with a bad coach. I think that's the summary right there, right?
I'm with you.
They have a few studs. They do have a few NFL players, but that's every year. It's Michigan.
But is that on offense? I don't know.
Not on offense. So I don't know how they're going to score points, and we'll get in that.
I think Ronnie Bell sneaks into a draft pick, maybe. I don't know much about their running backs. We'll see.
So
JJ McCarthy is being touted as a day 2 pick. I mean, we'll see.
But he hasn't taken a single.
He hasn't taken a snap. Hasn't taken. You're absolutely right. Scouting reports calling him a day 2 kid. We'll see. Comparing him to Kyle Allen. So congratulations, JJ.
Yeah, I mean, again, so this is something I use a lot. I like their individual pieces a lot more than I like their team. And normally when you're saying that, it's not a very good team.
You know me, I seem to be pretty skeptical as far as like ripping teams already, because I'm like trying not to do that. I don't like anybody on their team. Nobody. So let's keep it. Well, maybe I do. I do on defense. So let's get to defense real quick. The weaknesses, tight end and offensive line. We saw how bad the offensive line was last year. IU whipped them up and down the field defensively against the. I mean,
do you remember the funniest part about that game? I rewatched this game on Sunday because I have a newborn and I'm pretty much locked into the couch and I can't do anything else. So I actually did rewatch this game. Do you know how many times we got them to jump off sides?
Yeah, I do remember that.
That defense is so undisciplined. So that's bad coaching and just like bad situational awareness. Like we probably got them to jump off sides 6 times. I've never seen that. Like I love football more than any other sport. I watch an insane amount of football, NFL, college. I've never seen that many hard count offsides. Like
without a crowd, dude.
No crowd. It was straight bananas.
There's 500 people in the stands. There's no noise. So
and Penix is just getting them just hard count jumping 6 times.
And all he's doing is the slap, the Peyton Ramsey slap.
And the other hilarious thing, I don't think I'm stealing because I'm looking at your outline. I didn't get a chance to do an outline today, so I'm stealing all your points. But how many like defensive holding and pass interferences did they get? Like we just threw up jump balls. Like Penix did not throw too many good balls in this game, but he didn't need to because the corners were just draped on our wide receivers like superhero capes.
Yeah.
Like
so they had 8 penalties for 89 yards total. I don't have the individual penalties in front of me, but as a team, 8 penalties, 89 yards, IU 4 for 50. One of those penalties against IU was a 15-yarder that we'll talk about in my key matchups a little bit later.
Ooh, me too.
So tight ends and offensive line weakness. I was going to have this stat here ready for you real quick. Last year, IU had 3 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, and 5 quarterback hurries against Michigan. So, So while they still may have high-end recruits, you can high-end recruit all you want, but if you can't develop a player, you can't turn in what that high-ranking potential is into something that it's supposed to be, then it doesn't matter. So on the other side of the ball, we'll go through this pretty quick. There's 2. In my opinion, at least. Aiden Hutchinson comes back. He's a day 1 or 2 NFL draft pick at defensive end. No stats against IU. The other big time player in the middle, and Chris Hinton, big defensive tackle. The name sounds familiar. Is he an Indiana kid? Do you know?
I don't think so.
No. Did we had some sort of recruiting with him or something? I don't know.
We don't go against Michigan too much.
No, but Chris Hinton, also
though.
this, but neither one of these players. Go ahead, Seth.
There was a Hinton who was like a linebacker for the Colts when you were growing up, right?
I wonder if this is.
I don't know if there's any relation or anything, but that might be
No,
what
they
the
would have
name
had that
sounds
listed.
familiar.
They would have had that listed. They do have him listed as a day 2 draft pick as well. So Chris Hinton, 6'4", 303. He's a big dude. So man, the name sounds Hinton. Maybe it was Chris Hinton that played for the Colts. Might have been his name. Was that his name? Yeah, Chris Hinton. That's why I know the name. Because there was somebody named Chris Hinton. So there you go. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, we can talk about their defensive backs and how highly ranked they were and all these 5 stars and blah, 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 blah. No, they're a joke, dude. They were really bad. So is that coaching? Is that them? I don't know. All right, let's go. Let's move on. Key matchups. I'll let you go first. I've got 3.
Yeah, so I think it's IU versus IU. Like, we can't beat ourselves here. That means turnovers, that means penalties, that means, composure inside the big house. Like, we just said, they got a lot of Jimmies and Joes, but they got no X's and O's. As long as we go there and execute, we should win this game. So as long as we don't beat ourselves, which is extremely hard to do. There's going to be 100,000 crazies there. Easier said than done, but I think that's the most important thing. If IU shows up, this should be. I don't know if it'll be a 17-point win like last year, but it should be 7 to 10 points, right? At least the way I'm seeing it.
I'm sorry. What? I was looking at pictures of Chris Hinton. What did you say at the very end?
I said if IU shows up and does what it's supposed to do, it should win. If IU doesn't beat themselves, doesn't dig themselves a hole, I think that is my number one. It's not really a matchup, but focus area.
Gotcha.
Cliche, but is what it is.
Chris Hinton's in the Colts Ring of Honor. That's how I know his name. That makes sense. So maybe the dude on Michigan's not any good. I don't know. So there you go. You kind of took 2 of mine, really. So what I had listed, I'll just name them off here real quick. I didn't take them. You just kind of covered them. I have, and this is kind of funny, but not really, IU maturity versus Ronnie Bell. There's a reason why I called him an effing Ronnie Bell earlier, because that dude got under my skin and I wasn't even at the game. I wasn't even playing. He took Jamar Johnson out of the game in the first quarter. Jamar Johnson, who's usually pretty even keeled. He doesn't overly celebrate too much. He doesn't really get unsportsmanlike conducts or anything like that. Got an unsportsmanlike conduct, kicked out of the game for throwing a punch, all because of Ronnie Bell. So, let's keep it cool. He's going to do it again. Does it against everybody. So, I mean, he makes a first down catch while he's down 17. He's going to get up and act like he just won the national championship. So,
yeah,
you got to keep your cool. Understand that, he's Ronnie Bell, and just walk away. Just LEO in his face, bro. The other one is the takeaway battle. You owe me push-ups for calling them the other T word. Takeaways are massive on the road. You win this, you win the game. Penix should have another big game as long as he keeps his cool. I didn't like the 30 for 50. I mean, that gets us into this. What do we say? It's at 60%. 342 and 3 touchdowns though. So, I mean, it's sharper than I think maybe I've ever seen him in the first quarter, with the touchdown to Marshall and Freifogel. So was that first quarter? Both of them, I think. Either way, it doesn't matter. Look it up. Do whatever you need to do. My last one is, this is a huge game. if we're really going to talk about this, as far as like, I don't know. It doesn't matter how bad Michigan is, I guess, nationally, even if they're going to be okay, like maybe be a bowl team.
Yeah.
To win at Michigan, which has been a really long time for us. I don't have that in front of me.
80 something.
Was it 88?
Yeah.
Was that the last time we beat him too?
86
before last year.
Out. I don't know why, but
so,
yeah, that sounds something
around there. It's been a while. So we beat him at home handily last year. Can we do it again? So
let's start a streak. I mean, again, everyone had their IU streak for so long. Like,
oh yeah.
Let's start a new streak. I'm all for it. But another one that I wanted to bring up is, I think this, again, can't let up big plays, whether that's special teams, whether that is, like you already touched on, the turnovers, our safeties. Again, limit the big plays. Don't let that crowd into it. That's a kind of a big thing. Again, not really a matchup, because I think we should own all the matchups. There's not really a matchup that I'm worried about in this game. That's why I'm bringing up more focus points rather than matchups. So that's another one, is just, if you don't allow them to get momentum, we covered the offense. I don't know how they're going to score. Like, seriously, I don't know how they're going to put up enough points to beat us. I think that's going to be a huge thing. So limit the big plays.
Yep. And limit how much money you spend at Monon Track Club. This podcast is brought to you by Monon Track Club. It's Indiana's running brand, built on a deep love for the sport and the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Almost slipped up on that one. I say limit how much you spend because they have so much swag. Check it out. Yeah. Check out the website. The link will be in the show notes. Make sure to use promo code LEO10. That's LEO10. The letters, not the numbers. LEO. Then the numbers 10. That'll get you 10% off your purchase. Support a small business owned by an IU alum. And now it's time for Brando's Randos. And another special edition of Producer Seth's podcast Sack, where we reach deep into Seth's sack for a couple questions from producer Seth. But first, Brando's Randos, what you got, buddy?
All right. So since this is the LEO podcast and I can't do F, marry, or kill, I'm going to do a different version of this. So I'm going to do date, dump, or hang out with. Tom Crean, John Harbaugh, or Jim Harbaugh.
I'm dumping. I'm dumping Jim Harbaugh. I'm dating Tom Crean. What's the other one?
John.
No, what was the other? The whatever the other category is John Harbaugh.
Oh, Mary. Yeah,
Mary.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So, what are
a
yours?
Weird family, man.
Right?
What a weird family. Yeah, I mean, I'm there's not really another answer other than that. It's such a bizarre family dynamic. I wish I could have done F, marry, kill with those things.
Right. I mean, you could have said that F, marry, kill. I wouldn't have said the F. I guess we can't kill anybody either.
No, that's not very LEO.
No.
Not very LEO.
No. I guess if you love them and they're suffering, yeah, then you can kill. Yeah. Either way. Moving on.
All
Seth
right,
says, moving on.
Thank you for keeping us on topic here, Seth. So we were kind of talking about, Michigan having this recruiting pipeline and being a traditional power. Are they the Dallas Cowboys of college football? Like they haven't been good in a long time, but for some reason they always get national spotlight. Like, to me, like, just looking at the gambling, like I hadn't looked at this kind of before then. Like, you can tell that they're just trying to milk people for their money here, just roping in Michigan fans. Like, and you see the same thing with Dallas Cowboys. Am I off base with that comparison?
So I would say yes,
Then I'm off
but
base.
I would say yes, but I think the Dallas Cowboys of college football are the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. America's team, kind of, you talk about a fan base that's spread throughout the entire country more heavily probably than Michigan fans. I'm going to go with Notre Dame. When I made this comparison in the chat, I don't know if you saw this. Here's a little Bragley's rando. Is Michigan football the IU basketball of college football?
So I saw this. I saw it in the chat, and in one
we continue
sense,
to get high recruits all the time.
There we go. It's doing less with that much talent. That's where I would agree.
And they haven't won a national championship since what?
I think that was just an Archie thing. Archie could not develop, just like Harbaugh could not develop. So
well, I mean, Crean could develop and then couldn't do it. 1997 was their last claimed national title. So just 10 years after what IU basketball when they're, and I'm not ripping on IU basketball. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is IU basketball's fan base every single year expects to be ranked, expects to be a top team in the country, and we pull in top talent every single year, minus the transition years between Sampson and Crean. Michigan, every single year, their team, their fans expect to be one of the top teams in the country, pull in top talent, all that stuff. So, and the
National
media
draw.
helps. The media is crazy on both of those teams. So, yeah, there you go.
Yep. Perfect. Last one here. How many more? And again, this kind of dovetails off the first two. But how much longer does Harbaugh have? And I know I want him to be there forever, but you touched on him being a Michigan man. Like, that's hard to split ways there. So, like, is his seat as hot as maybe Scott Frost, Jeff Brom, Mel Tucker? I mean, you look at some of these other coaches, I don't really think his seat's that hot, but it should be, right?
So Michigan just gave him an extension on his contract
much with the boosters, that they have.
Yeah. So I'm
you
trying
do that
to
for
see.
Recruiting. Like, extensions are just a recruiting thing. It isn't an actual job security.
No, I'm trying to see how much. Now, granted, his contract is huge. He was brought back on a 7-year deal for 52.1 million, so 7.4 per year. And then he was given another extension at the end of last year, I think. Why is this stuff so okay? So just a 4-year extension through 2025, which would be an additional $30 million commitment. So if he leaves after 2021, he gets fired. That leaves 4 additional years on there. So about roughly $25 million to pay him off. I think he's on the hot seat. I think if he loses to IU again, he loses to Ohio State again, a team he's never beat, and they miss a bowl, I think he's out.
They're not going to miss a bowl. I mean, they probably have a losing record and put him in a bowl just because ratings.
Yeah. But would they take it? Would they take it? Remember, they've got that whole, so Western Michigan win. Washington.
Tom Crean is from that family, and Tom Crean has said no to NITs before. So.
Okay. True. Seth's waving me off. He must have a schedule question. I've got one more Bragley's bag of questions. Just made that one up on the fly. Michigan. Best fight song in the Big Ten?
It was my high school's fight song, so I have a little place in my heart for it.
So my high school was the Indiana fight song, believe it or not. I don't know, man. I think it in the Big Ten. Obviously IU is going to have the best one, but outside of IU, is Michigan the best fight song? How about that? Outside of IU, is Michigan the best fight song in the Big Ten? I say yes.
I say yes.
Okay.
I got one more. I got one more rando. That's not a serious one, but
yeah.
Seth, Mike, you guys have watched The Office, right? You've seen The Office?
Yeah, like literally like 15 times through.
Yeah, you know how Kevin says, if anyone gives you 10,000 to 1 odds,
yep,
you take that to win the national title. Michigan is 10,000 to 1.
No, so. You don't bet that. You don't bet on that one.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That one you don't bet on.
Okay. Kevin would be disappointed in us. I agree. I wouldn't lay a single dollar on that. I wouldn't lay a single penny on that. But I did find that funny. 10,000 to 1 odds. Michigan to win the national title. Do you guys have any idea what IU's national title
8,000.
is? It's like I gave you the link.
Yeah. 8,000 to 1. I've already put money on it. I've also already put money on. I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not even going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. I put money on something else to win something else. I've got one more. I've got one more Bragley's bag of questions. Whatever. So this is a non-football related thing. This is about the baby. So since you've had a child, since you're watching TV at odd hours throughout the day, what are you streaming the most? Because that's why I said The Office. We've watched it like 15 times over. We've had two children, 2 years old, 1 year old. I've watched it continually. I've watched New Girl probably 6 times. I've watched Parks and Rec probably 7 times. So where are you at here?
So yeah, I'm a little bit all over the place. My favorite.
You fall asleep watching it. Whatever you're watching, chances are you're going to fall asleep.
Yeah. So my wife and I are watching New Girl. She's never seen it before. This is my second or third time.
Schmidt, my favorite. Schmidt is my favorite.
Nick is my favorite, mostly because I'm a degenerate.
Yeah.
I'm watching Happy Endings because it's basically New Girl light. It's like a not as good New Girl, but it's still pretty good.
Never heard of it.
On Netflix. We're watching, when we're both coherent, we're watching Vikings because we like The Last Kingdom on Netflix. So Vikings on Hulu. And then I'm watching, and I just started it with Cam, is The Boys on Amazon Prime.
That's like a superhero-ish show.
Yeah,
right?
but like the spoiler alert, superhero bad
right?
guys.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty serious. It's pretty dark. Yeah, it's dark and gritty, and superheroes are corporate, like, bad people.
I've been told to watch it, never watched it. Letterkenny, great show. If you haven't watched Letterkenny,
haven't got to that.
Ooh, that's a good one. You need to watch that. It's very fast, so make sure you're paying attention. Very, 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 very funny.
Also, football is my favorite sport, so like I've been watching so much NFL Network, and
there's a lot of hockey in Letterkenny. Just so you know, you're a hockey guy. You're a hockey
guy. So yeah, there's no shortage of content for sure, especially around like this time where, IU has, Rose Bowl aspirations. I think, I'm a Steelers fan. So like Big Ben's last hurrah. So like the hopes are very high right now as we sit here in August. So a mixture of streaming content and just all football all the time.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's part of being a dad. All right, let's punch Seth Sack. What do you got, buddy?
All right, since we know they all come in twos, anything from a sack. Here we go. I have 2 quick corrections. Chris Hinton was an offensive tackle. I think I gave you some bad information. I think I said he was a linebacker. He was an offensive tackle. Iowa State, I said, had maybe the easiest route to the college playoffs out of the Big 12.
They do play Texas at home. They do play Texas at home.
Yes. And I'm less impressed.
We give Iowa State way too much run on this podcast.
Well, it's because we hate them. That's why.
Well, there's some, I think, jealousy going on here.
No, not jealous. Why would I be jealous of a team that lost the game? Why would I be jealous of a team that lost 3 times, including to the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana?
because they got carryover from last year's ranking and IU didn't?
I'm not worried about the ranking. That's Brandon's thing.
I know. All right, here we go. So I have two. My other thing that comes in twos here is I have room temp takes this week.
Okay.
All right, so you were starting to get into schedule stuff. Michigan's biggest game is Washington to tell if they are going to be a different team this year. Because if they win that game, they're 4-0 and have pretty much confidence going in.
What's Washington's preview? Are they supposed to be good Washington or bad Washington?
They're always going to be previewed in the top of the Pac-12 North because, quite frankly,
I mean, lean on Vegas, right? So, like, Michigan's only a 1-point favorite. That means, Washington at home would be favored, and that means neutral site Washington would be favored. So, I mean, they're at least, Vegas has Washington as a little bit better than Michigan. So, that should be a pretty tough game.
I'm going to look at their DraftKings while you're talking. Just continue.
Yeah, the rest of it's Western Michigan, Northern Illinois. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, if things go well for both teams, it's not that inconceivable that both teams are 7-1, 6-2 when they meet. I think if both teams had their way, I think they'd both be very happy to be 6-2, 7-1 when they meet. I don't think Michigan's that. I actually think Michigan has a losing record. When they come and play us, I think they lose at Washington, or I think they lose against Washington. I think they lose against Northwestern, and I think they lose a tough one at Michigan State.
Washington preseason ranked number 21.
So 1, 2. No, they won't be. I think they'll have 4 losses, so they'll have 1, 2.
You're looking at Michigan's schedule.
4 wins. I think they'll be 4-4 when we play them.
Do you think they lose to Wisconsin?
Yeah, for sure.
Nebraska on the road?
No, they win that one.
So where's the 4 losses before they play us?
Washington, Wisconsin, Northwestern, Michigan State.
Ooh, Northwestern's gonna be bad, bud.
Are they going to be that?
I think they're previewed to finish like last in the Big Ten West or something.
Maybe.
But I think Rutgers could be sneaky. Rutgers, I think, beat them last year, if I'm not mistaken.
No, the McNamara threw for a bazillion yards. That was McNamara's breakout game.
I am mistaken. So go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, and my other one was talking about you guys were talking about Harbaugh and whether he's not on the hot seat. I would tend to agree with you. I say there's no way the NCAA football gods let us have back-to-back bad years, right? Harbaugh is going to do just enough to keep his job, and Michigan relevant enough to be a preseason top 15 in 2022.
So you think they're going to have a good season then? You think you have them winning against Washington? So
no, like 7-5, 8-4, somewhere in there. Keeps them relevant.
8-4
next year.
Oh,
going into next year.
Okay.
So they'll be hyped, so they won't get rid of him.
Let's go through their schedule. Let's go through their schedule real quick. Western Michigan, win.
Yep.
Washington,
loss.
Northern Illinois,
win.
Rutgers at home,
win.
On the road at Wisconsin,
loss.
So 3-2. Nebraska on the road,
win.
4-2. Northwestern at home,
win.
5-2. At Michigan State, 6-2.
Loss.
Well,
6-2.
Okay, 6-2. Indiana at home,
Loss.
6-3.
Ooh, Michigan at Penn State, 6-4.
Loss.
6-4.
7-4.
Say
visiting Maryland,
7-4.
and then that's easy. 7-5. So 7-5.
7-5.
With another loss to Ohio State, you think he keeps his job?
They're going to be top 15 next year. You can sell that.
Losses to Ohio State, Indiana,
Penn State,
Wisconsin, and man, those are all ranked teams.
You can sell that.
Yeah, I guess. As long as Washington is still going to be ranked by the time who do they play week 1? Montana. So they're fine. They play the Grizz. So okay, that's it. That's all you got? Okay, wow. Those weren't much of a question, but we'll take it. Whatever you got in your sack, we'll take it.
Absolutely savage.
So let's do it. So next week we've got a double header, guys. 2-for-1 action.
Normally got to pay extra for that, Kyle.
Yeah, normally. So that's what I was setting you up for. Alley is up and the oop is complete. So either way, be sure to, again, shout out to Brandon if you guys didn't already last week. He's on Twitter at Brandon Dubich. Brandon spelled traditionally, Dubich, Dubich. Just like, I don't know, just like send him like, hey, stay awake or something like that.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. And interactions on social media at 3 a.m.
Yeah, perfect. Just do whatever you want. Shoot him a DM, slide in there. So either way, check it out. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. If you guys still have Facebook, if you're not annoyed by all that stuff going on there right now, facebook.com/podcast LEO. And on Twitter, it's at podcast LEO. You can also subscribe not subscribe. I'm so sorry for saying that. I need to update this note. You can follow. You do not have to pay to listen to this podcast yet. Follow, download, rate, and review, please. We love you guys. Again, next week, Rutgers, Minnesota combo 2 for 1. And we will not disappoint. This is like 6 times longer than last week's pod. So hopefully you enjoyed it on your ride to and from work.
Get ready to row.
Huh? What are you doing?
Get ready to row that boat next week. Come on. Gotta get a row your boat.
30-minute podcast because Brandon is not allowed to be on there if he says row that boat one more time. PJ Fleck is a clown, and we will talk to you next week. LEO, guys.
LEO.
LEO.
Is that it?
LEO.
Awesome day. LEO.
Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. LEO.
All right, great. LEO.
Appreciate you guys. LEO. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. LEO.
Have a great day. LEO.
Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And LEO.
Oh, thank you so much. LEO. Well, thanks so much. LEO.
Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. LEO. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. LEO.
Awesome. LEO.
LEO.